TV besties, what's good, y'all? What's going on? How y'all doing? I hope y'all good. Thanks for coming back, checking out your girl, getting into another recap reaction of Marriage at First Sight, episode 12. I'm not getting crazy with you tonight. Oof. Talk about a title. Talk about a title, because it definitely left me like, ooh, who about to get steamy? What's about to get steamy? Which one of these couples is about to get crazy? What's good? What's good? What's popping? If you are new here, I'm your girl Ash. Consider me your TV bestie, the one you're gonna chop it up with after you get finished enjoying some of your best favorite episodes of your favorite TV shows. I think I actually got that right for the first time. So sit back, relax. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stick around for a little bit. Please watch the video to the end. And then, of course, check out some other videos. You got to see if you like it, girl, and you want to stick around. So, y'all, not wasting any time jumping into this good old recap. We're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to talk about, we just going to switch up the order of the couples, which I know I usually just start off with Chris and Nicole and just like whatever. We just gonna slide it out and slide some things like real different. Like, let's go ahead and knock out Kirsten and Shaquille, because really technically that's what the title was pertaining to, was Kirsten had said that to Shaquille. But so starting off in this episode, it started off with Kirsten showing Shaquille a $3.4 million house. Let's go ahead and make sure it was $1 million house, over $1 million house or whatever. And then she basically set the precedence that he has to buy her a house. He has to buy her a house. Sis, what? Sis, what? Like first off, okay, I know that we talk about that. All I talk about is these, couples being in, like really, really being in, and not putting that not looking at decision day as the day that they really decided they're going to stay married or not, but looking at it as a whole future that we're married, and all in all, we're going to stay together and try to work this out. Like decision day kind of like not even being on, the table. So, and moving as such as if they're going to be together beyond decision day, not wait. Y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all basically get what I'm saying here. So I don't want this to get misconstrued, because I definitely feel like it's too soon for y'all are not there yet. And maybe it's what I'm just trying to say. Y'all are not even at a place where it's like, I want to buy my woman a house. Y'all are still married at first sight. Y'all are still getting to know each other. And then you set the precedence on the man that he has to buy the house. Not y'all are going to buy a house together or whatever. Because we know Shaq going to pay that mortgage. So Shaq got to buy the house and he got to pay the mortgage while you do what with your money? While you do what? And y'all, it put me in the sense of, this is what's wrong with, this is the disconnect. This is literally what black men are talking about with black women all the freaking time. Having these expectations that they should take care of this, they should take care of that, or my husband has to do this, and my husband has to do this, and has to do that. And half the time, some of the expectation that these women have for a man is for a man who's not even on that level to even take care of some of those things like that on their own. You know what I'm saying? Yes, y'all should be buying a house together. But cool. He gonna pay the mortgage. Y'all agree that he should be solely okay. That's something that, all right, can be compromised. All right, that's like a big thing where the man handles like, the big bills, like a big, car note, mortgage, and then I guess all the other little stuff is maybe what the woman can handle. Or even if he just, I don't know. Like, I don't want to even get too like deep all into that necessarily, because y'all know we can get down the hole. But it definitely hit me with, this is what I feel like what the men are saying their issues with us are. And clearly, it definitely took Shaquille aback. Like, wait, what's this? Like, hold on. And what's going on? And what you gonna be doing? And it started to make sense when she did take him home to her old home or whatnot, because this was the episode where that they go back to their past. And I always enjoy this episode because I always feel like if they haven't been connecting, this is usually the place where, all right, we might take a step forward, or we're able to move a little bit, because now if the person is really choosing to be that vulnerable, you are, and which it seems like for the most people, most couples do. And so when you once you get into that moment, and then it opens that door to now understanding you on a level that they may not have understood you before. So I always have hopes with this episode, because I'm like, okay, like this is where things can progress. Like finally, with the couple, especially the couples who aren't like doing so great, i.e., Gina and Clint, i.e., Eris and Jasmine. So she talks about, basically the role of her father and the role of what her father did. But basically just being that man of the household and him taking care of his household. So, Shaquille gets that obviously him setting that precedence is obviously what makes her who she is and what expectations that she has. Now, all the while at the same time, he has yet to meet her dad. And I love that about Shaquille, because he's just like, I want to meet him. I want to have this conversation so that he can, like, not exactly, I don't want to say tell him how to do it, but so that he can see like a more in depth and get it from the man's perspective as far as like what that role looked like for him and how he. I saying, I feel like my words aren't coming together, but he wants to sit down and be like, all right, man to man, like I like this is in a way showed me, lead me, showed me, give me that open door so that I can get a deeper understanding of Kirsten and where she's coming from with her expectations of me. Because that's really all it is her having Shaq feeling like she has a lot of expectation for him. Even when they had the date together, they had the double date with Eris and Jasmine, and they sat down with the opposite spouse to with each other's spouses. I mean, to just check in with each other, see how they were doing, and he kind of had got into that or whatever or whatnot about what had happened with the whole house situation and her dad, and really actually how admitting that him not meeting her dad does actually bother him. And Kirsten basically had said that basically her dad wasn't open to this process, and I do believe that he has not been much around her family because we know Kirsten takes things slow. She's a little slower to things, so she wants more of that. I don't know if I want to call it like a connection or some form of trust, or it's something that she still needs before she feels like this is the person that she want basically to bring her in front of the family. And I'm like, it honestly just kind of like just seems really backwards, but I guess I get it. While at the same time you're saying like, we're gonna be married, we're gonna be married. Okay, so get on and introduce this man to the rest of your family and bring them around more. And I'm hoping with Shaq showing her like I'm really about this family stuff, and like for his sisters to I do believe it was like his sisters or sister and his cousin to be like no, like Shaq is the kind of like the one that keeps the family together. He organizes the functions, he makes sure that we're doing this like this or on specific holidays. And so she's finally able to see his role and who he is with family. Because the fact of the matter is, y'all, like, we're not the same people. You're not the same person with your man as you are with your family. You are that same person, but it's just as to say, me and my sister were literally just having a conversation about it, is I know you as my sister. I can't always know you, and I don't always fully know you in a relationship. So where when people may come to me, or let's just say for example, somebody my ex would come to her and say something about her, and she could be very well like, bro, what did you talk about? That is not my sister. That is not my sister. That is not who I am. And very well, I sure did act like that in this their relationship. Yes, I did. I hope y'all can understand that, and if y'all agree or disagree about that, but that's where I stand with it. So it yeah, that's what. No, we're not done with them. We're not done with them. How could I freaking forget? Then all of that just for Kirsten to come back and say I was joking. Hold on, I ain't getting crazy, because basically like things finally settled down. They got to having like, he's like, all right, let's talk about this. I want to talk about this. She's like, I don't want to talk about this. And it was a joke. I was lightly joking, and basically Shaq feels that as like you know, you literally just told me basically in the beginning was a time and place for everything, and I don't think that he saw that as a joking matter. And I think basically that's what she was saying in that moment is some things are just not joking matters. You don't make jokes about. And when you're talking about what and a type of expectation that you have for your husband, and of that expectation as in our lifestyle, I expect this of you. How could you have not actually thought that to think that was that he took? Girl, what? I'm confused, y'all. I'm almost over here. I was really like, wait, what? It was a joke the whole time. She didn't really mean that. Literally, the whole and even the conversation that kind of progressed there. I know people who husbands buy them cars, who husbands buy their houses, da da da. Right, those might be people who might have been years into their marriages and relationships. Y'all are not. And at the same time, don't compare like Shaq said. You been married to them or you been married to me. Because what we're not gonna do is we're not gonna base our relationship based on how everybody else does what they do in their relationships. We're not them. We're gonna formulate our own and move in our own how we feel and what's best suited for us. And at the same time, people lie. People lie and cap all the time. You know how many females be out here showing off stuff and acting like he bought it, he did this, and he ain't bought a darn thing. Sis, bought that thing her darn self. Stop playing. So just because somebody say, "Oh, my husband," no, they weren't even. I'm not saying that's always the case, but it's just to say, like, I really did not like that. And with Kirsten showing who she is and all that, there was nothing in me that made me think that this was a joking matter with Kirsten. In a way, I feel like she's being serious, and she's serious. Let's talk about Aries and Jasmine, okay? Because Aries and Jasmine, I'm glad that she was able to sit down with a friend, and the friend was still trying to encourage her to be open and to stay open, and in this process or whatever. Give him grace, give him time. It's coming. And you really do see that effort from Aries. I really feel like ever since we have been seeing that effort from Aries, and even though we're seeing it from, even though it sucks because now it's kind of like Jazz has backed up a little bit, and maybe she very well may not end up coming around to it until she feels like she's got enough of Aries that she feels that she needed or whatever, or got enough from him as far as in that vulnerability and getting deep and having those deep conversations. So it was very disappointing when she shut down, but I'm not surprised that she did, because she's already in fear about the relationship and it's standing the test. Him already, what was the issue? Never being in love before, and then now you're like basically that because of growing up and moving around a lot, how you're subconsciously you can just get up and move like if things just aren't fitting, with no probably thoughts or qualms about it. And when she heard that, she literally just heard, I just can get up and go. And she took that and she ran with it, instead of being like, okay, but he's aware. At least he's aware that this is, he's in therapy or was in therapy. God and helped him. He's aware. Like, give him grace for at least being aware. Because if he's aware, that possibly means that he's working on it. And that as well, if it comes to it, you might have a, hey, this looks like this. This looks like this. And I know this is what you're used to. Like, reel him back in, if it even was to get to that. So she completely shut down with him, when he, did the card experience for her. But I do feel like their comeback was the letter. Reading the letter that his dad had wrote to his mom, about their relationship, about him, when he literally years ago, as a matter of fact, I think it was the year after I was born, when he had wrote the letters. When he said 89, I was like, wow, like, and I'm not gonna lie, when she was like, okay, well, I just kept my lines, I didn't want to get emotional, I'm like, no, get emotional. And even with her, get emotional, get into it, but I get it. You're emotionally exhausted of being emotional. And I want him. He's clearly knowing when she's shutting down and not being open or whatever, whatnot, because she didn't have nothing for him when he opened up about that experience as far as like what moving around, how moving around has impacted him. So it was like, the mom told you when you can tell that she's shutting down, you call her out on it. Why are you not calling her out on it, Eris? But at the same time, Eris admitted that he has patience for Jasmine. And he realized that it's kind of like a switcheroo. That he was basically where Jasmine was now, and he's open and willing to give her grace as they continue, and that he just can hope, continue as he continues to open, that she's going to reopen back up. I'm I don't want to, y'all know me, I'm not trying to get too invested, but I still, there's still a little bit, there's just a bit of tinge of hope here, still left for them. It is. All right, so Gina and Clint, y'all, like, I think I really like, I think I did. I wanted them to go a little bit deeper with this, this exercise or whatever or whatnot. But hey, we got to where we were. I feel like it's always hair, with Gina, even when, with her coming back, literally, going back, she went back to like her old hair school. Though while at the same time, I guess it did open up a little bit, about her. And I love the fact that she wants to, take it a step further as far as like this, the hair thing, and open up her own hair school. Like that's the way to dream big. That's how to figure out, all right, I'm already in this. How can I take where can I go next if I did want a next step, whatever. And I feel like, a hair school, is definitely, the way to go, because she enjoys that mentoring part of it and that leadership part of it. So it definitely sounds like it's something that's, great for her. Like I really just enjoy seeing them together as a couple. But at the same time, I think I am starting to see how, it doesn't real like look couple-ish. They really look nice together. And I don't know if there just needs to be a bit of something for it to, like, I don't know, next week it looks like it's the sexy episode. So I'm like, all right, yes, like we at this point, y'all, depending on who getting sexy, who ain't getting sexy, how far to go, how they not gonna go, I think from there I'm gonna really try to like start just finalizing my decisions on who's staying married and who ain't staying married. We still waiting. We're still waiting to see what's gonna happen with this whole Clint and what's her name? Dominique situation. Like, it's just like just wow, just wow. So but they did their thing. They talked. I love how Clint can, he talked about his adversities, of course. He did soccer and, having big feet, and, he's already a short guy, so I can only imagine having but so much big feet and you're already short. Like, you're gonna stick out like a sour thumb. Sore thumb, sour thumb, I think that's the saying. But I just lost my total train of thought of what I was about to say. That's what it was. I love how Clint just, like, he's like, what's the animal? The animal that can just fit in and just camouflage. Well, not necessarily camouflage, but he can just fit in. A guy that can just, be surrounded by like a whole lot of women, be respectful, not being appropriate, not trying to flirt with them, whatever, and hosting and, really like enjoying all of their company. Like, Clint is like just that guy to me. Like, there's just something about Clint that I just absolutely love. And I think that's like, I think I love Gina for him. Like, but I don't know, y'all. I don't even think it's, this gonna happen. But that's really all I got for Gina, and Clint. And same thing, even honestly, with Nicole and Chris. I honestly don't really think I have much, really for them either. It's given, like, for one, I want to point out what was the point of the producers asking Chris basically what he had wanted to be with old Nicole? Who would want to be with their old selves? A lot of us wouldn't even would want to have been with our elves. Like, what was the point of that? What was the point? I just, so, she, like, they've just done already just so much opening up, y'all, with each other. And I really don't even really feel like And I think maybe that's why I just feel like we really didn't get okay. I know her thing was taking him to the deli. I don't even think I remember what Chris's past thing was, but I know that they did get the talking about, the relationship with his dad and how, that hadn't always, been the best. And really what kind of like transformed that was when basically he had to, take in his, basically like take care of his dog for a little while or whatever or whatnot. And, not only did the dad and the dog build a bond, but also, it left, it's like the dogs are their baby. So that's like leaving his baby with him. They don't have a good relationship, and you're like, like what is going to happen? I don't know. Like I really just had things for those two couples. Like I there was like even looking at my notes, I was like, dang, I really, didn't write much. I think I am just gonna really quick take a pause just to like make sure that there isn't anything in regards to those last two couples that I really just wanted to hit on. But I really just feel like Gina and not Gina, Nicole and Chris, like they are already just like so deep into some of these, I ain't gonna say exercises already, but they just since the beginning hit the ground running with getting into their past and just those deep and necessary conversations, and they're continuing to do it while all still worried about that ball, still worried about that ball. But hey, y'all know that's what it was. That's what it was. Chris painted. They went to like a paint store, whatever, right? Chris painted. Used to basically work for his dad doing painting. I think he was just talking about how that wasn't always enjoyable. That's what that was. That's what that was, and that's how it opened that door in regards to like how their relationship had grown, and things like that. So good work, good work. I did enjoy this episode. Like I said, like this was one of my favorite episodes that they do was when they write the letters to themselves and or the just going back into their past, and getting deep that way. So as always, I definitely want to hear y'all comments down below. Y'all let me know your thoughts on this episode in regards to these couples. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you made it here all the way to the end, please give this video a thumbs up. Drop some purple hearts in the comments. If you're just a person who doesn't normally comment or whatever, but you watch. So just let me know that you made it to the end of the video by dropping those purple hearts. I appreciate that from you. And if you're new here again and you made it to the end, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you like your girl, I want to stick around a little bit. Definitely appreciate that. As you can see, we're working on our way to 200 subscribers. So I appreciate each and every one of you that are continuing to subscribe to this channel. So as always, I love y'all, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.